What's up, friends, fellow card collectors? Cardhobbyist here, and welcome to another Cardhobbyist Weekly. Today we're going to have ourselves a mail day. We got a repack rip football, and we also have an off-the-cuff where I ramble for quite a bit. So this is going to be a bit of a longer one thanks to the off-the-cuff and the mail day. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so I'm a bit of a rush filming this for the Cardhobbyist Weekly, mainly because I've kind of squandered a lot of time this week. My I should say time management has been pretty bad for the past couple weeks, mainly due to procrastination. Procrastination feels so good though, right? But yeah, so I'm kind of in a rush doing this, so I'll try not to ramble too much on these little segue points in this video. We'll probably jump from clip to clip pretty quickly as long as I can control my rambling a little bit. We're gonna start off with let's do this in order of shortest segments to longest segments. So we're gonna start off with a repack rip of Fairfield Prime football. So let's just jump right into a repack rip, and I'll catch you on the other end. Alright folks, welcome back to the disc. We got us a prime pack. Football, couldn't find one with a PC card on the front, so just grabbed one with the greatest running back I've ever seen with my eyes, Barry Sanders. I know a lot of people say Jim Brown, Walter Payton. I saw Walter Payton play when I was younger, but he was a bit older. I didn't get to see primetime sweetness when he was in his younger years. Barry Sanders is the best running back I've seen with my own eyes. Kind of hard to put a number 2 on that list. I try to think about a number 2 running back, best running back I've seen with my own eyes. I mean, Emmitt Smith was really good. Emmitt Smith did have a some great lines down there in Dallas. Barry Sanders never really had much of a line in Detroit. As far as agility in the open field, there was no equal to Barry Sanders in my opinion. LaDainian Tomlinson would be up there on my list. He was a amazing running back. Adrian Peterson too. He's probably one of the top 10 running backs that I've seen with my own eyes. But I digress and rambling about running backs. Go ahead and see what we got in this prime pack. So 3 packs, 1 hobby pack guaranteed. Haven't opened a football prime pack in a long time, so this will be a quick repack rip. We get the Barry Sanders. Let's see what kind of packs we get in here. Alright, there's the Barry Sanders. We got, what year is this? 2016 Donruss. Oh man, 2020 Leaf Draft football. That's something I did not want to get in here. And Rookies and Stars from 2013. So what is the hobby pack? Are you telling me the Leaf Draft is the hobby pack? Oh man, that's weak. Leaf Draft was the hobby pack? Come on now. I didn't even know they sold these in hobby. I don't see where this says hobby on it. Looking for it. This one, can't tell if it says hobby anywhere or not. Man, that's a weak prime pack. They shouldn't be putting these in prime packs. They put these in the regular Fairfield boxes. Nobody wants Leaf Draft football. Fairfield, it's ridiculous. We got Justin Herbert. We got Henry Ruggs, John Elway gold, Tyler Johnson, and a Jerry Jeudy. So that was the Leaf pack, as expected. It's a Leaf pack, Leaf Draft. I can't believe they put that in this prime pack. I was not expecting that, and I'm actually kind of irked by it. All right, we'll do the Donruss and we'll do the Rookies and Stars. Actually, no, we'll do the Rookies and Stars first. I like Donruss better than Rookies and Stars. 2013 Rookies and Stars says look for Eddie Lacy, EJ Manuel, RG3, Davon Austin, Kaepernick, Andrew Luck. We'll see. I'm hoping one of these is the hobby pack, but I just don't see where it says hobby on it. Unless I'm missing it. course, I'm blind. Alright, we'll get the focus right here. Alright, we got Victor Cruz. We got Josh Gordon. It's not a bad design for rookies and stars. Ryan Matthews. We got a Jordy Nelson upside down here. Is that an insert? Yep, Jordy Nelson longevity. Jordy, shout out to Packers fan 87. Jordy Super Collector. Andre Ellington. We got Big Ben. We got Alfred Morris from FAU. And Greg Jennings put the team on his back. Alright. Last pack and we'll be done with this really quick Fairfield rip. Alright. 2016 Donruss. Beautiful design on these. I've seen quite a bit. I was still collecting in 2016, mainly football. I didn't collect much in 2016, just dabbled in some football and really love this design by Donruss Panini. So we got Jimmy Graham, we got a Kane, very nice PC card. James Harrison, we got Muhammad Wilkerson for the Jets, Andy Dalton, Cameron Jordan, Josh McCown, Mike Evans. Our first rookie is Robert Aguayo. Man, this dude was a beast of a kicker in college and then got to the NFL and absolutely fell apart. And we got a kid reporter. Our rookie is a kicker. He just fell apart in the NFL. Oh man, that prime pack was a disappointment. A very, very big disappointment. I was expecting more from that prime pack. I mean, the Donruss and Rookies and Stars pack I'm okay with. The Leaf draft, man, that just ruined that whole prime pack for me. And then getting a Robert Aguayo. Number 1 is a kicker. Number 2 is from Florida State, the arch rival of my Miami Hurricanes. And it's a rookie, and he fell apart in the league. Man, perfect card to end the break on. We did get a Jimmy Graham, though. Former Miami Hurricane Jimmy Graham. So did get a PC card, got a gold Elway in the Leaf draft. So I expected better from that prime pack, but you get what you get. Sometimes you do well, sometimes you don't do well at all. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the repack rip. We're gonna send it back to the desk while I wallow in my repack sadness. Take it away, host. Alright, so that was the Fairfield Prime Pack football. As you could probably hear my voice, I was pretty disappointed at that box. Mainly just because I didn't get a lot of PC cards. I only got one PC card in there with the Jimmy Graham. And that may even be a dupe. I might even have that Jimmy Graham card. But yeah, I was, of course, that is what that's the risk you take in ripping packs is, you may get something good. You may have a good pack where you get a lot of PC cards. That one, not so much. Only one PC card out of those 3 packs. But it is what it is. You can't, you got to enjoy the rip. Sometimes, the outcome isn't the best, but, the process is what's fun. But yeah, I'm not going to ramble too much more. We're just going to jump right into a mail day. Yet again, another mail day from TLM, who's just... blowing my mind with all the mail that he's sending out. And it's not just me. I've seen in chat TLM's been sending stuff to a lot of people in the community. It's really awesome. But yeah, we're gonna get into this mail day. This one's a little bit of a longer segment because TLM sent me a lot of cards and definitely blew up my PC on this one. So yeah, let's check out that mail day. Folks, back at the desk for a mail day. Got another package here from TLM. Many weeks in a row getting something from TLM. Tim, you are awesome. Thank you very much for continuing to send me stuff. It's amazing. Every week going in the mailbox getting something from TLM. It's pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and get into it. Nice little box of cards here. Painter's tape. Alright, TLM, what'd you send this time? Oh, wow. A whole bunch of stuff. That's awesome, dude. Let's see what we got going on in here. We got some Hall of Famers. Let's move some cutting utensils out of the way. And get the focus right. Alright, Alan Trammell. Roger Clemens, future Hall of Famer. Darryl Strawberry, star. He's a Eddie Murray, Hall of Famer. Ron Blueberg, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Bert Blyleven's a Hall of Famer. Red Sox leaders with Wade Boggs on there. He's a Hall of Famer. Man, that's awesome. I love getting Hall of Fame cards. That is the truth. Alright, got Chuck Tanner. Got a Braves card. Albert Hall, another Braves card. There's a Greg Maddux, Hall of Famer. Rafael Palmeiro, he's a star. Tommy Lasorda, Hall of Famer. Greg Maddux, Hall of Famer. Ken Seiko, star. Wade Boggs. Actually got this as an autograph card sent to me by JJZ. The late great Lou Brock, Ryan Sandberg, Hall of Famer. Oh man, this is sweet. And yes, I am going to go through this whole box. I see a Dolphin there. It's a Tukey, Brave. Adam Duvall, Brave. Gerald Perry, Brave. Freddie Freeman. Kelly Mann, rookie card, Brave. There's an autograph. Looks like Big Mac. It's a star. Don Mattingly, star. Jose Canseco, star card. There's Chipper Jones, gold standard, sweet card. The Grissom, Marquise Grissom. The Bazuki Suzuki, Braves card. Tommy Glavine, Hall of Famer. David Justice, rookie, very, very nice, Braves card. The Fred McGriff, headliner, the Braves. Tom Glavine, Hall of Famer. Nuke. Markakis, kind of got tongue-tied there. Is another Nuke. Babe Ruth from the Babe Ruth collection. Looks like he's playing some racquetball there or something. Hall of Famer. There's a Kristen Pache now on deck. That's sweet. Braves. And Tom Glavine rookie card. Pretty nice. Tom Glavine rookie. Oops, that goes in the Hall of Fame pile. Jeff Dedmon, Braves. Ken Oberkfell, Brave. Dave Palmer. Ken Griffey Sr. Ted Simmons, Hall of Famer. Big Mac and Jose. Mattingly. Ricky Henderson, all this considered a Mattingly card. Harold Baines, Hall of Famer. Jason Taylor, very nice. Topps Chrome. Jason Taylor, 2001. So, what is this? His fourth year card. Let's see, his rookie was 97. So pretty cool. And TLM, you sent me some awesome, awesome stuff. Wow. I'm impressed. There's David Boston in his Chargers uni, but he did play for the Dolphins. Jay Fiedler, who was probably the longest tenured quarterback, the first longest tenured quarterback after Marino. There's a Randy McMichael, very good wide receiver. Derek Hagan, or McMichael was actually tight end. Thurman Thomas. Thurman Thomas only spent 1 year on the Dolphins. It's kind of weird. There's a Tannehill. Travis Benjamin for the Canes. Who's this? Dolphins. Present prospect signed by Miami. Oh, Jay Fiedler. So, here's one of the things about Jay Fiedler. In Dan Marino's last game as a quarterback, they got blown out by the Jaguars. Blown out in the playoffs. It was ugly. Probably one of the worst games I'd ever seen as a Dolphins fan was getting blown out by the Jaguars, led by this man, Jay Fiedler, because I think Mark Brunell was injured at the time. And yeah, ended up on the Dolphins. Was an okay quarterback, serviceable, but wasn't the type of guy that was going to, excel above and beyond to win games. Gridiron Tributes, Ricky B. Ricky. O.J. McDuffie, one of my favorite wide receivers. Another Jay Fiedler. James Johnson. John Avery. And Lamar Thomas. also a Miami Hurricane. There's Vinny Testaverde. Hall of Famer Warren Sapp for the Canes collection. Got Derek Rogers. Bernie Kosar, it's a cool card. It's a pretty card. Bernie Kosar for the Canes. Here's a Fred McGriff for the Braves collection. Stadium Globe. Frank Thomas, Diamond Kings, Hall of Famer. Mickey Cochran, Hall of Famer. Tommy LaStella, former Brave. Tommy LaStella. Became a power hitter in Los Angeles. It's pretty funny. Dan the Man for Mosaic, very nice. Another Dan the Man. More Dan the Mans. Look at all the Dan the Mans. That's awesome. I don't know why I got these in a Kings pile. Here's a couple of Ricky Williams, Zach Thomas, Mike Gesicki, and a Jason Taylor, all from Mosaic. Followed by Tannehill, Kiko, another John Avery, some other John Averys. Quite a few John Averys in here. There's a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the running back, not the basketball player. Kareem was a decent running back. Another Kareem. A Rondé Gadsden, Stadium Club. That's pretty sweet. That's awesome. This dude had gigantic hands. And a Lawrence Phillips. I didn't know Lawrence Phillips was on the Canes. When did Lawrence Phillips play for the Canes? I know his career wasn't that long. Nah, I never knew Lawrence Phillips played for the Hurricanes. Just do not remember that. Alright, we got Bernie Parmalee. There's a name I haven't heard in a while. Bernie Parmalee. Here's Donkey Kong Sue. Beast Cam Wake. Jordan Cameron, pretty good tight end. Let's see, we got AJ Feely, who's mainly a backup. Ricky B. Ricky. Tannehill. Christian Wilkins. Matt Roth. Ronnie Brown. There's Devontae Parker. Tyrone Moss. Tyrone Moss was one of the top running backs ever to come out of Broward County. Set all sorts of records in high school. Kind of got big in college and wasn't really as effective as OJ McDuffie. The Swiss Army knife Jim Jensen. Another Kareem Abdul-Jabbar gold medallion. That's sweet. Ricky Premier. Patrick Turner. There's Zach Thomas. Another Ricky Williams. And Trent Green. He played, I think he was on the Dolphins for 2 seasons. Started a few games. We got another Cam Wake here. That's sweet. Leaf certified. Who's this? Oh, Damon Heward. We got Kenny Stills. Ronnie Brown. Poor Josh Rosen, now in the Buccaneers. Marty Booker. Devontae Parker, score. Jason Allen, former first-round pick. Ted Ginn Jr., also a former first-round pick. Much to the dismay of many Dolphins fans. Devon Best. Devon Best was a really good slot receiver from the University of Hawaii. Very solid player. Ted Ginn. My problem with Ted Ginn was, he was a real good special teams player. Return punts, kicks, and all that, but just really couldn't cut it as a wide receiver in Miami. Did have some years with some success with some other teams. John Beck, Derek Hagan. Let's see who's on this. Cleo Lemon. Jason Bader and LJ Shelton. So a lot of non-Miami stars there. Although Cleo Lemon did complete the pass to Greg Camarillo that prevented his 0-16 season. Chad Henne. Check down Chad. Ronnie Brown. James McKnight. Here's the teal green. This will go in the Dolphins collection because it's got a Dolphins logo on it. Although it is in a Hurricane Genie. Chris Chambers. Junior Seau. Played a couple years in Miami. Was okay, was average, and then went out to New England and actually had a resurgence in his career. Kenyon Drake. Jason Taylor. Ricky B. Ricky. All-Pro Jason Taylor. Hall of Famer Jason Taylor. So lots of Dolphins in here. Very nice TLM. Ronnie Brown. Josh McCown. This guy. Dante Culpepper. Another Ronnie Brown. Jay Fiedler. Rondé Gadsden. There's Chris Carter. Played a season with Dolphins. Ricky B. Ricky. Jay Fiedler. Junior Seau. Here's a Mike Gillislee Bowman Gold, numbered out of 399. Very nice. Mike Gillislee. We got Ted Ginn Jr., Chris Chambers, Zach Thomas, Travis Minor, former Florida State running back. Oh, Ray Lucas. There's a name I haven't thought of in a long time. Ray Lucas. Ray Lucas, where do you play? Rutgers. From Rutgers. Ray Lucas started a few games. Here's Kalen Ballage, got cut by the Jets this year. Xavier Howard, who some people think is a really good cornerback. I'm kind of on the fence about Xavier Howard. He does make plays. He does get his interceptions, but sometimes it seems like he's lacking in coverage. Cordrea Tankersley, Preston Williams, Paul Langford, and another Ronnie Brown. And let's close this out. Looks like some more Dolphins cards here. Brian Hartline, who's a fan favorite. Vinny Testaverde, the Warren Sapp, Mike Gillislee, Dion Jordan. This guy was a draft bust. Taken, was it the 3rd pick overall? Something like that. Man, that was just a waste of a draft pick there. Jamar Taylor, another Jay Fiedler, another James Johnson, Damon Heward, Matt Moore, longtime backup, Dolphins, Devon Bess, Reggie Bush, Jim Kelly, very nice for the Canes, another Reggie Bush card. Kind of felt thick. This one feels thick. Rondé Gadsden, another John Avery, another Jason Taylor, and another Chris Chambers. Wow, I was not expecting all these Dolphins cards, TLM. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is definitely going to put a dent in my Dolphins binder for show. Also got some Braves, some Superstars. We got a few Canes there, and or some Braves, some Hall of Famers. Excuse me, I said it backwards. So, freaking awesome, TLM. You're just been blowing up my PC for weeks now on end, and I'll say thank you once again to TLM. I've been saying thank you for weeks to TLM, and I'm gonna keep saying thank you to TLM for consistently blowing up my PC. Wow. Definitely got some sorting to do with this stack of cards. Probably watch some football. I'm recording this on a Sunday, so by the time you see it, football will be over, but we'll probably watch some football and do some sorting. Get all these sorted out, and any dupes I have may end up either in the giveaway stash or in the cheapo card breaks. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. We'll send it back to the host. Thank you, TLM. Can't thank you enough for all the stuff you've sent me over the past month or so. And what an amazing mail day that was. I know I said it in the video. Thank you again, TLM. I don't know how many thanks I can give for the amount of stuff you sent me. All those Dolphins cards, a lot of them I did not have. So those are going to be going into my binders. I'm going to have to pick up some more binders and some more pages to be able to keep up with all this stuff that I got coming in from all of you out there. Just amazing stuff. My Dolphins collection is definitely going to balloon thanks to that mail day. There is a lot of stuff because I don't have that many football cards. And there's a lot of stuff in there that I did not have. I do have some more recent football, some of the 80s and 90s stuff. But like those early 2000s cards, with Jay Fiedler and all that, I did not have a lot of those cards. So thank you very much for helping to fill in some of those gaps, TLM. For the last segment, we are going to do an off the cuff. This is a ramble fest. And I say a ramble fest, I mean a ramble fest. I did this one in the car, and definitely just me. This is a true off the cuff, just me just popping ideas off the top of my head. None of that scripted or anything like that, just speaking in the vehicle. This off the cuff is about retail prices in the market. It's a subject I've touched on before in previous off the cuffs. But yeah, this one I just generally tend to ramble. The main gist of what I'm trying to get into it is the at what point will we see prices kind of stabilize to either I say drop, but I really mean like stabilize it. At what point do you think the prices stabilize? I think they're a little overinflated now. Not for singles. I'm specifically speaking about sealed products, sealed wax. and the whole retail rush and all that. So like, when can we see it stabilize where, the supply meets the demand and all that, where we find the balance point, the equilibrium point, I should say. But let me not ramble, on this intro, because there's plenty of rambling coming up in this off the cuff. So hope you enjoy it. Take it away. All right, welcome to another off the cuff. A little bit of an odd angle here. Got it sitting on the steering wheel, so a little bit of a odd framing here with the steering wheel, but it is what it is. I got a new phone. Well, it's not new, it's new to me. It's not like the newest model, but it's a newer model than the one I had. The one I had, the battery would last about an hour. It'd be at 100%, you unplug it, and an hour later it'd be at like 20%. The battery was just shot in it. So I decided to get a new phone. Like I said, a new phone to me. So sorry if you heard that Mustang. It just drove by, kind of cut around me really close. It was pretty loud. I don't know if you heard that or not. I don't know how the audio is on this compared to my other phone. Maybe it doesn't sound like I'm in a jug or talking through a jug. But yeah, today's off the cuff. I'm gonna talk about wax prices again. I've touched on this subject plenty of times before. I'm actually in the Walmart parking lot right now, and all they had inside was some Score football. And I'm not interested in Score football. I actually got some Score football packs at the house I'm gonna use for some quick hitters and stuff. But yeah, all they had in there, they had some fat packs of Score, and they had a few blasters of Score, and that was it. So, when people talk about the price of wax, I think a lot of times they're talking about hobby. Hobby went up, and probably even more specifically Panini products in football. Panini's definitely riding the wave of the demand for the hobby right now, and the demand for wax, and haven't really pushed real hard to how can I say this, keep their product in a retail range, as like Topps would. Like Topps, sets a price for what they sell to the distributors, and then the distributors set the price. I mean, Panini's selling stuff straight out of their website, like at distributor prices, which is wild. The demand is so high right now, the price has gone up to meet that demand, and that's why the prices are so high right now. So when you break it down, is you got to look into why are the prices so high. Well, I've mentioned why the price is so high. It's demand. So why is the demand so high? Well, the demand is so high is because the hobby has grown a lot this year, a lot. And a lot of people want to point fingers and blame certain groups or certain people. Some people want to blame Gary Vee. Some people want to blame the sneakerheads that are coming from the sneaker game into the card hobby. People want to point the fingers and blame the pandemic. With people with extra time and disposable income, and they got back in the hobby. People want to point fingers and blame the pandemic because people are out of work, and they found an opportunity for flipping, especially in the retail side, where you can flip and make some money, especially on football and basketball product. Taking advantage of demand. And I mentioned it before, I have no problems with flippers in the retail stores. I know it's aggravating to a collector. I myself am a collector, but I also sell cards. I sell breaks. So like, I'm kind of in that middle group. I'm not what you would call a 100% true collector, where I only buy stuff and never sell anything. I think most of us fall somewhere in that spectrum. You got one side where somebody buys just to make money off of it. They're not a collector. They're just buying to sell. They're buying to flip, and there's nothing wrong with that. And then you have the other end of the spectrum where it is somebody that buys and they don't sell a single card. It all goes into a collection. Cards that aren't considered PC cards might end up in a box somewhere forever and ever, until somebody later on, family member or whatever, finds that box and decides to move those cards. So they'll eventually be sold either way. I think most of us fall somewhere on that spectrum. Whether it's towards more the selling side or more to the collecting side, but it's a spectrum. It's not black and white, and I think it makes it easier for human psychology to label things and put them in a box and say, this is what it is, because it's easier for me to understand. Our brains don't want to put in the processing power to realize that there's a lot of nuance, and that it's all shades of gray. Nothing's black and white. Everything's shades of gray. Everything falls along the spectrum. To assume that somebody is flipping boxes because they're broke and unemployed and can't hold a job, so this is the only way they can make money, and that they have no life and whatever, and that's the only reason they're hustling. That's putting a label on somebody that's not looking at it in shades of gray. Now, sure, there might be some people out there that are in that situation, but you might have other people that aren't in that situation. Maybe they are professionals, they work from home or whatever, and also see an opportunity to make a little bit extra on the side by flipping retail boxes for pretty big margins sometimes. I don't see that big of margins on baseball. Some of the more popular products like Topps Chrome, you saw those margins. People are paying $40-50 for a blaster rather than the 20 something bucks that you usually see at retail. But especially basketball, man, blasters going for $100, $80. That's wild. But a fool would pass up that opportunity to make money, unless they didn't need to make money and they just wanted to collect. But at the same time, do you blame the seller or do you blame the buyer? Do you blame the seller that is, marking it up, or do you blame the buyer that's buying that markup? You can't really blame anything. It's just, that's the way the market works, the way the market fluctuates. It's worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. And a lot of people get upset about, the value side of the hobby. But there's nothing wrong with the value side of the hobby. It just, it opposes the collecting side of the hobby in a way. But you just gotta adapt. You gotta change the way you collect. I've been buying lots on eBay and kind of collecting that way and just seeing what I get. A lot of people here on YouTube, the community, have been sending me a lot of great stuff. So I haven't really been ripping as many packs this year, for myself, that I would like to, because I love ripping packs. It's my favorite part of the hobby, is ripping open something and sharing it on YouTube. So it changed the hobby on me. But I've been, this is an off the cuff, so I'm rambling again about stuff that has a lot of different variables in it, and it's impossible to touch on every variable that's involved in the hobby. Just, life's complex. It's not black and white. There's a lot of nuance in everything, and not just the hobby, but in life. And you can't explain away everything. You can't, a tweet doesn't explain 100% what's going on. A video doesn't explain 100% what's going on. There's nuance in everything, and you always just got to realize there's nuance. You're never going to 100% know how something works, how something is. There's always a deeper variable. If you break, you break the variables apart, and there's more variables behind those variables, and such is life. It's random, it's chaotic in some ways, orderly in other ways. A bit like my off the cuffs where I get to rambling. But anyways, back to the prices. So when will prices of wax come back down? Well, I mean, you can look at one variable, you would hope demand drops. So if demand drops, then the prices will come down. Okay, so I touched on why is there so much demand, and then I went on a really, really big tangent. Sorry, I'm not really looking at the camera, because when my brain's working and I'm trying to stay on the rails up here, I'm thinking, so I'm tending to look out and about around this parking lot. So when it comes to demand, right? So what's going to drop demand? Okay, Well, you got your collectors, and the demand for collectors has risen because I'm sure there's more collectors in the hobby. All of these new folks that came into hobby, they're not all 100%, on the money side of it, or on the flipping side, investing side, whatever you want to call it. 100% of the people that have come into the hobby that are considered new folks, they're not all, just for the money. They're not all just about the money. Maybe a higher percentage is, that's one of the reasons the prices have gone up. But at the same time, you can't lump everybody into that. Every new face in the hobby is not a flipper. There are a lot of new collectors into the hobby that want to collect just like other collectors and would love to pick up, retail blasters or whatever to be able to rip, to find stuff for their personal collection, or to rip because ripping is fun. So in order for the demand to drop, you're going to have, a lot of people leave the hobby, whether it be the flippers or, the collectors that are like, this isn't the hobby I want to be in, it's too expensive, what have you. So how does the collectors get out of the game? I just touched on. So the collectors, the people that come in that are new, that are collectors that want to rip wax and collect stuff for themselves, and possibly even sell just a little bit, but that's not their main focus. They just want to collect. You'll see them fall out of the game if it's not convenient enough to enjoy the hobby. If the hobby's not enjoyable, if they're getting frustrated, they can't find product, if product's too expensive, can't afford product, then you'll see, collectors fall out of the game because the hobby is inaccessible for them. And unfortunately, I feel like that's what Panini's doing with basketball product and football product. $600 hobby boxes, $900 hobby boxes. These super high-end prices for basketball and football, especially from Panini, is just making the hobby inaccessible to, Joe Schmo, who, only option in collecting is to stop by Walmart and pick up a blaster or score. So you'll see, that force out regular collectors. The flippers would still keep in some of the flippers. Now, if you look at the other side of that, or the flip side of that, pun intended, the flip side of that is if you want demand for the investors, the flippers, the money guys, to wane, then you would have to see secondary market prices wane. And this is where you will see a drop in demand. If you want to know when prices for sealed stuff, when the mad retail rush will stop, if it doesn't come on the supply side, such as manufacturers printing a lot more product, which is the easiest way to drop prices, they just print a lot more product. But of course, that would anger anybody that has a lot of stake in the value of their stuff and the rarity of their stuff. But if you see the secondary market start to flounder, especially along the graded side. So graded base cards, especially for basketball, even somewhat in football, are going to exorbitant prices. I mean, a base prism. I know a lot of people use the base LeBron prism as an example. Like, why is a base LeBron prism going for $100 plus in a graded format? And it's like it's a base card of a veteran. Base cards of veterans have never been worth a whole lot of money, unless it's vintage. Modern base cards for veterans usually don't command a premium, but you're seeing a premium for them, especially in the graded game. So here's where my indication is that the prices will drop is when you start to see those base cards, especially basketball, football, you start to see those base cards really, really drop as PSA gets caught up with their submissions, and you get a flood of slabs into the market. I myself, I'm not a graded card collector, so take this with a grain of salt. I'm not really familiar with the graded card market all that much. I'm putting a generalization on this as far as market supply is. So when you start to see a lot of these graded cards come back from PSA, and PSA, you know, got so backed up this year with all these submissions. Why did PSA get so backed up with all these submissions? Because the graded cards were going for outrageous prices. And you don't realize is that the supply for that grade is going up. So, you know, I don't know what the pop reports are on PSA 10, you know, Lukas or Zions or Ja Morant's, but I guarantee they're on the rise. As PSA keeps filling out orders, as BGS keeps filling out orders, as SGC keeps filling out orders, you have this barrage of people that submitted to grading, and a lot of it was for the value game. You're going to see, you know, as that supply builds up on the market of, you know, a population of PSA 10s, PSA 9s, whatever, slabs in general, you're going to see the prices drop. When those prices for slabs drop, you're going to see the demand for grading drop. You see the demand for grading drop, you're going to see the demand for sealed product drop. And when the demand for sealed product drop, the prices for sealed product will drop. So, in my opinion, that is your indicator. If you're wondering when, you know, the retail rush, when the sealed product will slow down, or when the prices of sealed product will slow down, is when the prices on the secondary market start to flounder and drop. So I know that's not good news for people that are in the investment game or what have you, that are, you know, because the investment side of the hobby is really blown up in the last couple of years. You know, the last time I heard of cards as an investment was in the, you know, the so-called junk wax era, where people were like, oh, these cards are going to go up and they're going to, you know, pay for houses and college tuitions and stuff like that. And of course, at the time, we didn't know what the supply was on that stuff until pretty much the internet came out and eBay came out, and it's like, holy crap, there's a lot of these cards out there. They are not rare at all, and they're not worth that much. So, you know, that was the first time I remember hearing about investing in cards, and now it's come back around. And I wouldn't say that, you know, the print runs nowadays aren't like that, but, you know, there's a caveat to that. There's a lot of product out there. I've been doing my print run estimations, and I say that, you know, like 89 tops, 90 tops, whatever, you know, the height of the overproduction era, they were probably printing 3-4 million cards, but that was a flagship set, and that's a base set. Topps wasn't putting out, you know, 15, 20 different products a year. So you can say, oh, well, you know, they're only printing 100,000 cards of this product, or 50,000 cards of this product, you know, as print runs. Yeah, that is true. But, you know, on top of that, you got parallels. On top of that, you got inserts. And on top of that, you got all the other products. You add them all together, and, you know, you're looking at 1 million, you know, or so copies of Lou Bob rookies in baseball, or 1 million or so copies of Joe Burrows in football, because, you know, they're in all these different products, so many different brands. I say brands, there's really, you know, because of the exclusive licensing. If we didn't have exclusive licensing, it may even be worse. But yeah, I mean, I think I rambled enough on this. Let me know what you think about my if you were able to follow this this incoherent stream of consciousness I've been doing this whole video. Let me know what you think, if, you know, if I'm right about the secondary market. You know, that's what to look for as an indicator for wax prices to come back down. Like I said, maybe the market stays high, and, you know, the manufacturers are like, screw it, let's print more product, let's make more money. The manufacturers make out like a bandit, and they sell all this product, and they print more product and sell more product, and then, you know, then the investors ended up holding the bag because the supply got out of hand, and the investments aren't worth anything anymore because there's no rarity in them. You know, speaking of rarity, you know, grading adds a scarcity on top of our, you know, so you have so many cards printed, so that's your initial scarcity. Then you have your grading, which is your next initial scarcity. So, or not initial, but your next layer of scarcity. So you got so many, you know, Joe Burrow rookies printed. That's your scarcity. And then you got your parallel rookies that, you know, add scarcity on top of that. And then you got your graded cards that add scarcity on top of that. So there'll only be so many that are 10, so many that are 9, so many 8, so on and so forth. I'm just waiting to see like low pop cards like a 2. Like, check out this Prism, it's graded a 2. It's only got a population of 3. Who wants it? You know, it's a rare card, but you know, I just think it's funny. So I've been rambling for 20 something minutes on this off the cuff. You know, too long, didn't listen. Wax prices will fall when secondary market prices fall, especially, and then a great influx of graded cards onto the market, I think, will cause demand to drop, and then you'll start to see a little bit more retail available and prices dropping from distributors and all that. As demand drops when people realize they can't get a return of investment on ripping a lot of this stuff. I just spit. Sorry if you saw something fly there. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. What's going to slow down the surge of demand, of desire for sealed product? Like I said, I just think it's all secondary market. Could be on the supply side though. You never know what a manufacturer is going to do. You know, like I said, they want to pull the trigger and make money. They'll crank up those printing presses and do it like they did before. But yeah, let me quit rambling. We'll send it back to the host. You know, this is already adding 20 minutes onto Cardhobbyist Weekly that are, you know, tend to run long either way. But back to the host. I hope you enjoyed that rambling. 20 minutes of rambling there about the card market and what other tangents I went on. I can't even follow my own train when I watch it again. It's like, stay on point, dude. But it is what it is. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts. You know, what you think about the prices of retail and you know, hobby, and what Panini's doing with you know, cranking up the hobby boxes prices because the demand's so high. Whether you think demand's going to come down, demand's going to keep growing, whether supply's going to keep growing. Yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think. We're going to go ahead and close this one out because I know if you stuck around for this whole thing, you've been watching quite a lot of the video. We're going to close this one out with, the giveaway stash. I need to do the giveaway stash. I will do that tomorrow. Thursday night, cardboard happy hour, I'm going to do the giveaway stash. So, definitely come by, stop by, check it out. If you're unsure what the giveaway stash is, every month I add cards to the giveaway stash, and usually it's 4 repacks. I throw 4 of my repacks in there. Give those away, but you got other people that throw stuff in there as well. So on Thursday night, cardboard happy hour, we're gonna do that first before we get into the cheapo cards. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do the Highlander wheel and all that. So if you want to get in on the giveaway stash, make sure you are commented on my videos from last month. If you haven't commented on my videos, you got, you know, from the time I upload this till we spin the wheel tomorrow night, to you know, get your comments in. We'll pick 8 comments to go on the wheel. You can get on there multiple times, so make sure you're commenting on all my videos. I know my amount of uploads has gone down since I've been doing this weekly format, so I'll probably pull 2 names from 4 videos, and yeah, you get on there multiple times, so make sure you're commenting. Don't comment more than once on a video. I mean, I'm not telling you can't, but the comment picker will filter out duplicate comments, so you'll only get, you know, opportunity for 1 entry per video. But yeah, definitely get on there before Thursday night cardboard happy hour, because we're going to do that drawing probably the first thing Thursday night, so definitely check that out. We're going to end with a quote as usual. This one's from William Penn. He said, "Time is what we want the most, but what we use the worst." And yeah, that's true. You know, time is a finite resource for everybody. You know, once a second passes, once a minute passes, once an hour passes, once a day passes, it's not coming back. Time is finite. Once you pass the time, it's gone. It's gone forever. And I know it's kind of I don't mean to put anybody in a existential crisis or anything, talking about time, because time, the clock only ticks one way. You can't get it back. There's no going back. Even as I'm speaking, as I'm recording this, as I'm editing this, all that time is not coming back. And this is time that I choose to use to put up content on YouTube. We all choose what we do with our time. Sometimes we don't utilize it the best. We procrastinate. I procrastinate quite often when I shouldn't. Productivity is always a big thing. Talking heads on YouTube, social media, and all that's all talking about productivity and time, and not to waste your time and all that. And sometimes it's tough, but you do have to have some you time. Whether you want to procrastinate, whether you want to veg out and watch a movie, veg out, watch TV, your brain does need that. Your brain does need time off. You can't be on 24/7, constantly in problem solving mode, or stress mode, because that's not healthy for you either. So make sure you take some time for yourself, take some time for your friends, for your families. You gotta have balance. Don't get down too hard on yourself when you procrastinate. Remember, you can't go back and change it. So dwelling is using up your time, and that is not a good thing to use up your time with. You shouldn't dwell on the past, because that's not a productive use of your time at all. Worry about the past is not a productive use of your time. The future, worrying too much about the future is also not a productive use of your time either. So not to get too foo-foo with this, but the present is all there is. What you do immediately next is all there is. So I'm talking about using your time most efficiently, but to even just take the time to realize your state, the present, just to acknowledge the present, acknowledge your surroundings, your environment, the people who are around you, the people that mean most to you, where you are, just to acknowledge that, that this moment right now, is what you got, and say, this moment is good. This moment is good. It could be worse. This moment right now is good. So the present's all you got, really. Just make sure you focus on that, and not too much on the past, not too much on the future. You can think a little bit about the future, if you want to make plans and all that, but don't dwell too much in the future or too much in the past, because the present is truly all you got. And speaking of time, thank you all for spending your time here with me. If you watch this whole video, I know how valuable time is. We all know how valuable time is. It's, like I said, it's a finite resource. The manufacturers aren't printing more time. We get what we get, 24 hours in a day, 365 days a year. That's all we got. So make the most of it. Make the most of it. And, if you want to spend some time vegging out, watching my videos, hear me ramble, I really do appreciate it, because I do put time into making this content. It does take time to do. And, that time can be spent elsewhere, but I choose to do it with these videos because I do enjoy it, and I do really enjoy the feedback I get from you, which is why I do the giveaway stash with comments and stuff, because that feedback is what keeps me going. If I'm not getting any comments on my videos, I'm not gonna make videos, because I want people to connect with here on YouTube. So I appreciate everybody watching. I've already rambled enough in this video. I've already rambled enough in the car. Let me stop wasting your time. And just remember, you can only control two things: it's your thoughts and your actions. So stay positive, keep ripping them packs, keep sharing that content, keep connecting, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.